Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we are going to discuss a very important term in heat and thermodynamics unit of physics class 11, and the term is specific heat capacity. But to understand the meaning of specific heat capacity, first we have to understand what is heat capacity. So what is heat capacity of a body? It is simply the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a body by 1 degree centigrade. For example, let's suppose that we have a body, right? Not our body, any body. So this is the body, and the initial temperature, the temperature of this body right now is 20 degrees centigrade, suppose. And now we start heating this body. So how much heat is required to increase the temperature of this body from 20 degree centigrade to 21 degree centigrade? Okay, now suppose we have started heating this body, and a heat Q is supplied to the body such that the temperature of this body is now 21 degree centigrade. So we will simply say that the Q amount of heat is required to increase the temperature of this body from 20 degree centigrade to 21 degree centigrade. That means Q heat is required to increase the temperature of this body by 1 degree centigrade, and that is called the heat capacity of this body, right? So simply it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a body by 1 degree centigrade, right? So this heat capacity is represented by a symbol small f, small s, sorry, and the SI unit of this is what? It is simply joule per Kelvin. When you increase the temperature of a body by 1 degree centigrade, then in Kelvin also the temperature is increased by 1 unit, because the temperature difference of 1 degree centigrade and 1 Kelvin both are equal. So this unit says joule per Kelvin, which means that this much amount of heat is required in joules to increase the temperature of the body by 1 Kelvin or per Kelvin, right? Okay. Now let's come to specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of a body by 1 degree centigrade. Or we should write substance, not the body, because specific heat capacity is not the property of the body, it is the property of the material. For example, we will again come back to the definition, but let's take a situation first. We have 3 pieces of copper, one small piece, one big piece, and third one is a very big piece. All these 3 pieces are of the same material, say copper, right? So what's happening? Okay, there is a gap. If there is a gap, you cannot fill the color. Okay, now we can fill the color. Yes. Okay, now we have 3 pieces of copper, and we can clearly see the size difference between these pieces. Suppose the mass of this piece is 5 kg because this is small, and the mass of this piece is suppose 10 kg. This is a big piece, and mass of this piece is 15 kg. Okay, so it is clear that the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of this piece, the value of heat which is required to raise the temperature of this piece by 1 degree, will have the smallest value, right? Lesser heat is required to increase the temperature of this body by 1 degree centigrade, and obviously the size of this body is more, so more heat will be required to raise the temperature of this piece of the copper by 1 degree centigrade, and much more heat is required to raise the temperature of this piece by 1 degree centigrade. Suppose going by the ratio of masses, we can say if the heat required to increase the temperature of this piece is Q, then the heat required to raise the temperature of this piece will be 2Q, because the mass of this body is double, right? And the heat required to increase the temperature of this piece will be 3Q, right? So this is what the heat capacity is. We will say that the heat capacity of this piece or this body is Q, and the heat capacity of this is 2Q, and the heat capacity of this is 3Q, because these are the values which are required to increase the temperature of these bodies by 1 degree centigrade respectively, right? Okay. Now what is specific heat capacity? It is simply the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of the substance. Substance means material. Which material are we talking about? Here the example is copper. So let's start with the first body. If Q heat is required to increase the temperature of 5 kg by 1 degree, then what is the heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg? That is Q by 5, right? If the mass of this body was 1 kg, then the amount of heat required is 1/5 of Q, so that is Q by 5, right? In second case, mass is 10 kg. In second case, the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of copper, it is 2Q by 10, which is again Q by 5. And in third case, the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of copper, 3Q heat is required to raise the temperature of 15 kg of copper. So what is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg? That is 3Q by 15, which is Q by 5, which is Q by 5. So in all the three cases, the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of copper is Q by 5, Q by 5, Q by 5. That means it has same value. So this value is called the specific heat capacity, and it is the property of the material, not the body. We will say that specific heat capacity of copper is Q by 5, whether the body is this or this or this, because this is the heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of the substance. So if the mass is 10 kg and we know that this much heat is required to raise the temperature by 1 degree centigrade, we will just simply divide this 2Q by 10 to know the value of the heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of the substance. So that is called specific heat capacity, and the symbol of specific heat capacity is small c. Symbol of specific heat capacity is small c. For example, the specific heat capacity of water specific heat capacity of water. Specific heat capacity symbol, first we will write the symbol of specific heat capacity is small c. C of water, specific heat capacity of water is 4184 joule per kg per Kelvin. So what is the SI unit? What is the SI unit of specific heat capacity? What was the SI unit of heat capacity? It was simply joule per Kelvin, because here we just have to say that this much heat, this much amount of heat in joules is required to increase the temperature by 1 Kelvin. But in this case, this amount of heat is to increase the temperature of unit mass of the substance. So a term of mass will also be included in the unit. So the unit of specific heat capacity is joule per kg per Kelvin, which says that in case of water, this much joule of heat is required to increase the temperature of 1 kg of water by 1 Kelvin. Right? So if you have 2 kg of water, then the amount of heat required to raise the temperature by 1 degree centigrade is double of this value. Okay. Now here let's take one example, and we are going to make a very important formula. Suppose the mass of this body is m. Let us say the mass of this body is m, right? And the total increase in temperature. In this example, we have took the temperature increase as 1 degree centigrade, but let's say the total increase in temperature is delta T, right? So if What was the symbol S? So S heat is required to increase the temperature of this body by 1 degree. So how much heat is required to increase the temperature of this body by delta T? It is delta Q, which is simply S into delta T. Right? If 10 joule of heat was required to increase the temperature by 1 degree, then how much heat is required to increase the temperature by 5 degree? It is simply 10 into 5, which is 50 joule. Okay, in this case, the symbol of specific heat capacity is C. So now let us say, again let's make this body. This is a small body made up of copper, aluminium or any other thing, and mass of this body is, say, suppose mass of this body is M, specific heat capacity of this body is C, and some amount delta Q heat is supplied to the body, due to which the temperature of the body is changed to delta T. So what is the relation between all these variables, which is very important? So delta Q is what? What is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of this body by 1 degree? What is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of this substance, of unit mass of this substance by 1 degree? That was C. Hai. What was the definition of C? This value is simply the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of this substance by 1 degree centigrade. But the mass of this body is M. So what is the total heat required to increase the temperature of this whole body by 1 degree centigrade? That is M into C. But we are not increasing the temperature by 1 degree centigrade. We are increasing the temperature by delta T degree centigrade. So what is the total heat required to raise the temperature by delta T degree centigrade? It is MC delta T, and it is one of the most important formulae of the unit heat and thermodynamics. You always have to remember this formula as long as you are studying the concepts of heat and thermodynamics, because it is E equal to mc square of heat and thermodynamics, the most important equation in thermodynamics, right? Delta Q is mc delta T, right? And all these are scalar quantities, because heat is energy, which is a scalar quantity. Okay, so specific heat capacity of water is 4184. Now let's talk about the CGS unit of specific heat capacity, which is also very important. CGS unit of specific heat capacity is what? CGS unit of specific heat capacity is simply calorie, because the CGS unit of heat is calorie and heat capacity is nothing but calorie. So instead of joule, we will write calorie. Instead of kg, we will write the CGS unit of mass, which is grams, and in place of Kelvin, we will write degree centigrade. So it is calorie per gram per degree centigrade. That is the CGS unit, and the relation is what? 1 calorie is 4.184 joule. 1 calorie is simply 4.184 joule. Okay, if this much heat is required to heat the 1 kg of water to change its temperature by 1 degree centigrade, then what is the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree centigrade? We will simply divide this by 1000. So the specific heat capacity of water is 4.184 joule per gram per Kelvin, right? For 1 gram, just divided by 1000. For 1 gram, it is 4.184 joule per gram per Kelvin, and 4.184 is simply 1 calorie. So we can say that, let's write it here, specific heat capacity of water in CGS units, है ना? Specific heat capacity of water in CGS unit is simply 1 calorie per gram per degree centigrade. It is simply what? It is simply 1. right? So you have to remember both these values, because specific heat capacity of water is very important to solve the numericals in this topic. Okay, there is one more thing which is called the molar heat capacity, which is simply the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mole of a substance by 1 degree centigrade. Now let's again make that body. Suppose this body has number of moles n, and we are giving some heat to this body, let's say delta Q, and we are increasing the temperature of this body by delta T. Symbol of molar heat capacity is capital C. So capital C is what? It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mole of this substance by 1 degree centigrade. But in this case we are having n moles. So what is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of n moles by 1 degree centigrade? It is Nc. But we are not increasing the temperature by 1 degree centigrade. We are increasing the temperature by delta T. So what is the total heat required to increase the temperature by delta T? It is simply this. Delta Q equal to Nc delta T, right? Okay. Now let's take a question. It says find the heat required to raise the temperature of 5 kg of water from 35 degree centigrade to 60 degree centigrade. So what is the formula? Formula is delta Q equal to Mc delta T. So what is the total heat required? What is the mass of the water? 5. What is the specific heat capacity of the water? It is 4184 into what is delta T? Delta T is the increase in temperature, which is final temperature 60 minus 35. It is simply 25. So 5 into 4184 into 25. 5 into 25 is 125 into 4184. So this much amount of heat is required in joules. So let's multiply this 4184 into 125. So it is simply 523,000 joule, or we can say 523 kilojoule, because 1 kilojoule is 1000 joules, right? So this was specific heat capacity, molar heat capacity and heat capacity. I hope you have clearly understood the meaning of all the terms. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the best.